Awkward Noah. How do I even begin to describe Awkward Noah? Awkward Noah is average. He has 3 younger sisters and a younger brother. I hear he owes the government $20,000. I hear he has his own statue in the bottom of a river. His favorite movie is Shrek 2. One time he met Adam Sandler on the street and he waved at him. One time he seated me at a table. It was awkward. Hi, it's Awkward Noah here, and today I thought we'd talk about your favorite subject. Me! Okay, maybe that's just my favorite subject. But last week I didn't really answer the question, who is Awkward Noah? So this week I figured I'd catch you up with a cute little video stating 6 cool little secrets about me. That's why his hair is so big. It's full of secrets. Hopefully it's quick and fun, and by the end of the video you know a little bit more about me. As always, I've researched, so you do not have to. Although to be fair, this was all facts about me. So I guess it wasn't so much research as just remembering. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. And my first cool fact of the day is that I have a DVD collection of over 150 DVDs and Blu-rays. As a film school dropout, I love my movies, so of course I have a collection. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Who still owns DVDs anymore? I don't know, I just like the physical copy, I like owning things, I like being able to have it. I grew up in a small town with no internet, so I always had to have DVDs readily available if I wanted to watch any movies. So if I didn't want pixelated video, I had to rely on the DVDs, which is so much better than 240p streaming online. Even today, when the internet pops out, I'm like, thank goodness I still have all my DVDs. I've got everything. Yes, Shrek 2, which is one of my favorite movies. I even have the 4th Shrek, which I don't really want to mention, but I had to complete the collection, even though I never wanted it to exist. Yes, I've also got Mean Girls in there too, so. Do you think it would be fun to review all my videos? I'm thinking of doing that in a future video. And then I can just give you suggestions on movies to watch. I think that could be fun. Leave a comment down below if you want that to happen. Anyway, enough about all my movies. Growing up in a small town, of course there wasn't very many people around. Looking around at all the boys in my grade, I was definitely the most artistic, if you know what I mean. So when competing for titles, it was pretty easy to get by on the bare minimum. Like for instance, my next fact is that I was voted next Picasso at my school prom. Honestly, it was just an honor to be nominated. But when I won it, I was even happier. And I was in a cool program where I had to do at least 6 cool art-related classes. So we had drama, we had art, we had photography, we had musical theater, we had music, we had dance. We even had a guitar class, which I took in my 13th year. So of course, me taking all of them and being one of the few art-related students, I got the award hands down. I even got to share the award with one of my best dancer friends, so that was super fun. And all these art classes lead to my next tip. There's a statue of me in the bottom of a river. So my city is a very big diving city. We're along a nice deep river that a lot of divers are attracted to. So my class was tasked with making a statue for an underwater sculpture park. So of course, I decided, I was like, well, I could model. So me and my friend had to sit there for a few hours while they covered us in plaster. And Vaseline first to make sure the plaster wouldn't stick. Ugh, it was messy. That was the first and last time I ever showered at the school. I was a little insecure back then. Anyway, flash forward to when we got the bus done. They also gave us free diving lessons. So I got to learn to dive for free, and they even took us down to see the sculptures once they were placed. It was a pretty proud moment to see my face at the bottom of a river. Even though it's more of just a blob, I know it's me in my heart. I did a lot of other cool things in my high school arts programs, which leads me to my next fact. I was the lead in my high school musical. Now, of course, I'm sure you've heard me singing in all of my videos. Perhaps not well, but I mean, they're not musical theater songs. If they were musical theater songs, I feel like you'd be a lot easier to see my skills and talent. Suddenly see more. That's just a trailer, you should have saw it live. Anyway, so there was not much competition in my high school for the lead. Because the schools in the area were so small, we had to join up with another school in the area to even put the production on. I was super proud to play Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors, which is probably why I'm stuck in my living room right now making YouTube videos for nobody to watch. It's okay, I got to live out my Troy Bolton fantasy. Except I wasn't the captain of the basketball team, though I tried once. Back in elementary school, I remember I only joined the basketball team to hang out with the other cute boys. I mean, it worked. I was tall. Now, as I'm sure you can tell, I was quite artistic. Now imagine how artistic I was in university when I actually decided to come out. Which brings me to my 5th fact. I once mooned my professor for a grade. Now, not many other people could say that they did that. Now, I've heard people moon their professors before, but it's usually resulted with strict discipline. Now, for context, it wasn't because I showed him my butt that I got a good grade. It was because I did a cool project based on Yoko Ono's Bottoms project. Our class project was to make something based on the concepts and theories that were learned in class. You could base it on an art that we saw in class or just a concept and make something completely new. Me and a group decided that we were going to mimic Yoko Ono's idea. We were randomly going to ask a bunch of people to come and let me take a photo of their butt. Yes, it was hard to get a lot of people on board, but once they did, they really saw a cool project. We were going to do a black and white collage of all the bottoms to show how similar yet different they were. I could do a whole other video on this project, which is kind of what I did in order to moon the professor. We decided we were going to have a guess my butt challenge to show how similar and different butts are, and you don't really know what a butt looks like, and they're just butts. So we put a few options up on the board and we asked the professor to vote on which butt. And once they guessed the answer, we showed them the true answer. There was me and 3 other guys who did it. So technically I can say there was 3 other guys who mooned a professor for the grade. However, technically 2 weren't even in my group, so they just got a free pass to moon the professor and not get in trouble. Yes, my professor has seen my bare bottom. I did ask permission before showing it. He was quite excited to see the presentation, I'm just saying. Anyway, so that's my iconic film school story, which I'm pretty sure most people in my year remember. With that, all my other art projects came to light too. I started doing body painting, which I mentioned in one of my other videos. So being in university and right near my gay village, of course I had a lot of experience with drag queens. Like I kikied once with Priyanka and I told her that she'd win Drag Race before she was even announced to be on it. I just had a psychic sense. Or maybe it was psychotic sense. I don't know. I'm always getting those two confused. So of course, loving drag, I had to come up with my own drag name. Which brings me to my final fact. My drag name would be No Apologies. One of the queens in Toronto said I should be No Offense, but I feel like No Offense should be reserved for someone who's a little more aggressive than me. Whereas for me, I apologize all the time. So I feel like my drag persona would just be unapologetically me. Now I've tried a few times to get the paint right, and I used to be Alice to Vexus, because I liked Alice in Wonderland, of course. And it was supposed to be like Alice to Vexes, like a list of X's, Alice to Vexus. I thought it worked, a lot of people didn't, and that's why I just figured I'd go with my own name. No Apologies. So I've been painted a few times by friends and I look amazing, but I'm thinking, I feel like it would be a fun video at one point to get a drag makeover by one of my friends. Or I could even try basic and just try to do my own drag makeup based on like Trixie makeup tutorial or something. And my only experience with makeup is doing the body paint, so we could see how it goes. I feel like that would be fun. Anyway, that's all I have for this week. So if you like this video, leave a like. And if you really liked it, make sure to subscribe as I make videos every single Friday. Sometimes they're cop-outs, like last week's video. Also, leave me a comment with another suggestion on what to do for a video next week, because I'm running out of ideas, people. Was this something you enjoyed? Because I like doing this. Make sure to ring my bell if you'd like to. I hope you learned a little bit more about me, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Maybe I'll answer them in my next video. Anyway, thanks for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you next week. Bye! And he's gotta be fast, and he's gotta be strong, and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero.